So let's talk about one of the rumors, one of the reports, which is that Jake Guentzel, who was the big darling signing or trade at the trade deadline for the Canes, he was the all-in move for the Canes that said, this is our year. And then obviously it didn't end up being their year. Jake Guentzel, we learned earlier this week, it's expected that he is going to test the free agency waters. And we learned more about his situation from Elliot Friedman of Sportsnet in this clip right here.
I look at it this way. Jake Guentzel he's a Midwest guy. Mm-hmm. Chicago is a Midwest location. Also, they do need to get players to play with Bedard. Same reasons you just explained there. And, I don't know, it just it doesn't seem insane to me. And I don't know if Chicago is really looking to, quote-unquote, accelerate the process as much as they realize they have to move things forward and they have to begin surrounding with Bedard with some players that will allow him to showcase even more.
Interesting. So you're telling me Chicago doesn't have enough going for him with Connor Bedard. In addition to that, they're going to try to come over here and take our Jake Guentzel.
Yeah. It's our Jake Guentzel.
He's only been ours for what, like 2.5 months? But he's ours.
He's still ours.
Until July, he is. The only ones that have the right to negotiate with him. Do you know what's the worst part about this report?
What's that?
I get it.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst part. I love when rumors come in like, Jake Guentzel's going to leave in free agency. And I'm, where's he going to go? And they're like, Columbus. I'm like,
That ain't happening.
I don't even have to get worked up about this one. But when you say Chicago, I go, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Connor Bedard and Jake Guentzel for the next 7 years.
Gosh.
That does sound like a really fun top line. A player that can show Connor Bedard certain things that he needs to learn early in his career, who can then age gracefully. Jake Guentzel can, because Connor Bedard will be showing him how to do things in 5 years from now. Like it's very frustrating, but everything that we say about like how awesome would it be to have him next to Aho for the next X amount of years, or to have him playing with Jarvis or Svetch, it's just as true for Bedard. It makes sense.
It does.
And I don't need to go down the part that Elliot Friedman started with, which is like, he's a Midwest guy. It's a Midwest team. But when you're in season, you could be on the moon, right? You are like, you're home, you're at the rink. You're home, you're at the rink. You're in the training room, you're home, you're at the rink. I don't think it's like, I'm so happy I get to see my niece and nephew today. It's a game day. You're not seeing your niece and nephew anyway. And based on the contract he's coming off of and the contract he's about to sign, you get 2 off days. You want to fly home? Go nuts. Fly home from anywhere. You got the cash. I think at this point in Jake Guentzel's career, the teams that we should be worried about him choosing over the Canes, and the Canes can offer an extra year. So for him to leave, he's going to have to get a better offer on a 7-year deal, assuming the Canes are able to offer that extra year and will for that 8-year deal. The teams that I think we should be worried about Jake Guentzel choosing over Carolina are not the ones that are closer to home, are not the ones that have a great atmosphere or a traditional hockey town or anything like that. I think they're the ones that are the hockey fits. I think Jake Guentzel's at the point in his career, he's already got a cup. He's already got some pretty insane records.
He's already proven.
Now it's about piling on that legacy for him. And I think one of the best options for him to do that is here in Carolina.
100%.
I think as far as building up statistically, playing with a line that will keep defenses honest and not make you too overly the target, making the postseason and allowing him to continue building on the playoff Guentzel narrative. I think all of that is right here in Carolina. But at the same time, if you think Bedard is that dude, which a lot of people are, a lot of people think that, it's a hockey fit for him to hitch himself to that wagon a little bit for exactly what I said earlier. You sign a 7-year deal, and what is Guentzel, 29, 30?
Yeah, 29 going on 30.
It's probably a lot easier when you're 34, 35, 36, 37 if you have maybe at the time, if projections are true, a top 1, 2, 3 player in the league with you to continue to produce at a high level. And that's where that legacy keeps getting piled on. And it's not like Guentzel doesn't have an acute awareness of playing with someone that has a higher Q score than him, a higher fame score than him. Right? I don't know if you've heard of Sydney. Right? He knows how to be the guy that walks in and goes, "Oh, you want my autograph? Oh no, you're asking where Sid is. I think he's on the next bus." Like if that's what happens with Bedard, he's been there, he's done it. So I hate that everything I just said makes sense. I hate that because I want Guentzel back. We did our priority rankings of who the Canes need to take care of in the offseason as far as their free agents. Both of us gave the highest score possible to Jake Guentzel.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 5, you said 5, I said 7.
True. For an average of a 6.
Yes.
A 6 out of 5 on average. That's how much we think Jake Guentzel is important to the future of the Canes.
So the Athletic did a report or projected what Jake Guentzel can get on the open market on a 7-year deal. It'd be about $9.5 million per year on 7 years. From Carolina, hey, what's 9.5 times 8, buddy? Let's go. Let's tack on another year at 9.5. Well, you know what? Make it 9.4, but again, we'll give you the 8. We'll give you that extra year.
That does acquiesce to the one rule I have, which is it would feel weird if you made more than Aho per year.
But that'd be less than
That's
Aho.
what I'm saying. It acquiesced to the one rule I have. Is it an arbitrary rule that probably I shouldn't have as a GM?
Don't worry about
100%. But it just feels right. So if the Canes have the opportunity to get Jake Guentzel for less than 9.5 or less per year, and they choose not to, you're gonna have one pretty darn disappointed radio host right here. Mm-hmm. And especially if it's because Guentzel was going, I didn't know who to call. They don't have a GM.
Yeah.
My agent was saying it's 9.5. That's the number, and you just kept getting our voicemail is full. Please wait for a callback.
Dundon's probably talking to his agent directly. Let's be real.
I assume so.
Let's be honest.
I assume so.